What's going on, guys? It's your boy Feisty, and between the years 2018 and 2023, I posted a bunch of Pokemon Showdown content of my Gen 8 gameplay on TikTok. I saved it to this phone, and I put it all together into like one big long form video. And without further ado, let's play it in a second. If you guys like this type of long form content that's like an hour or longer, let me know. Leave a like, comment, follow down below. And as an update for the shorts for season 1 Generation 9, those will be all out soon. If you want to watch it in full, just go to my TikTok. Without further ado, let's get right into the video.
Alright, TikTok. I want to have your opinion on something. I found Pokemon Showdown after watching Purple Cliff's stream the other day, and went into it myself, created a little bit of content and a handful of videos off of it, and I wanted to know if you guys wanted to see more of this content on my page. If you do, just like the video, because I know you can't comment on it yet. But anyway, I will do commentary in future videos on this type of stuff. If you do like this video and others like it, personally, I find these battles more entertaining than Pokemon Go right now, because it's a little dry. And this kind of gets me like amped up and me using my ability of creativity to develop different move sets and strategies towards other competitors in competitive PvP Pokemon. This is specifically Uber's tier with my team of Rayquaza, Ho-Oh, Xerneas, Black Kyurem, Zygarde, and Groudon, all with Gen 8 movesets and different builds, mostly like raised one of the attack stats and the speed stats, or make them bulky tanks. I will go over movesets and builds if you want me to. Just like try to let me know any way you can, and I'll do a video on it. But this is one of the matches that I particularly thought was really good among like the 20 that I have of these, and actually made a really good clutch off of it too. And that's pretty much about it. Let me know if you guys want to see more of this. afternoon, TikTok Feisty here, and we are back in Pokemon Showdown. I lead Landers Therian into Galvantula, and I set up Stealth Rock to do progressive damage throughout this match. I also try to use Swords Dance to attempt to sweep. He brings in a disguised Hitmonlee. So, after I realize he uses Night Daze, I realize this is a Zoroark, but I'm still acting like a Dumbo, and I bring in Rayquaza. Afterwards, he brings out the Night Daze again. I use Dragon Dance, and he's somehow faster than me after I missed Dragon Ascent. Night Daze actually dawned on me for once, and I bring in Ho-Oh, one-shot it with Sacred Fire, and he comes back in with Galvantula using Thunder and one-shotting me. He goes for Thunder Wave, I one-shot Galvantula with Flamethrower, and then Stealth Rock kills the Shedinja. Drapion comes in, I one-shot it with Eterna Beam. He comes in with Wobbuffet, and I know this thing is going to hit me like a small island, so I try to play around his attacks as best as I can. However, losing my Dracovish and Eternatus eventually to his counter and Mirror Coat, I will come in with a few attacks as he tries to whittle me down. He kills me, and I come in with Lugia. I hit him with a Psychic because I'm faster. Then he comes in with that actual Hitmonlee, and I hit it with an Aeroblast and a second Aeroblast. And that's a GG. What's up, TikTok? Feisty here, and I lead Ho-Oh into Shuckle, the tank of all tanks. So I get the burn off with Sacred Fire right out of the opening box. I throw another Sacred Fire as he throws Stealth Rock and Sticky Web, lowering my health and my speed. And he takes his time a little bit. He comes in with Tyranitar to set up Sandstorm with his ability. So I go for Iron Head, dealing super effective damage before he catches out the second Iron Head on his Metagross. I go for Sacred Fire, killing it. He comes back in with Tyranitar, and I go for Iron Head again. That one-shots it. He comes in with Magearna after taking a little bit of time, and he forfeits as I try to use Sacred Fire because he knows this is a GG. Welcome back, TikTok Feisty here, back in Pokemon Showdown, and we lead Xerneas into Marshadow. This is a 1-on-6, unfortunately, and I know exactly what I'm doing because Fairy counters fighting. I go for my stat-boosting Geomancy attack, boosting my special attack, special defense, and speed stats, as he goes for a Drain Punch and Shadow Sneak on the next turn. And afterwards, I know as of right now, I am faster than this Marshadow, which means I can use Moonblast and one-shot the Marshadow. That's exactly what I do, and that is a GG. I just want to say, this battle took too long. I lead Landers into Klefki, and I set up Stealth Rocks right away. And he sets up Reflect, which has the power of physical attacks by half. I go for Earthquake, and it doesn't kill him, so I don't remember what he does. That's right, he swaps into Rayquaza as I catch him with Rock Slide. He powers up with Dragon Dance and starts to sweep my team. I come in with Xerneas, and he one-shots it as I try to power up with Geomancy. And I eventually come into Rayquaza myself. He Dragon Ascents me, but I catch it with my Sash, so I'm on 1 HP. I catch him with the Dragon Claw, and he comes in with Ditto, transforming into another Rayquaza. I come in with Palkia, try to use Spatial Ren to one-shot it, but he's faster than me naturally. So I come in with Ho-Oh to try to tank out the damage that Ditto will put. And then I catch him with Brave Bird, so it one-shots him. Mimikyu comes in, so I swap to Lugia as he catches me with a Shadow Claw. I try to get his disguise off with Psychic, and it works just perfectly. Then I use Aeroblast to one-shot him. And this is where it starts to, slow down. He uses Thunder Wave and misses, as I try to use Psychic on him several times, regardless of how much damage I put out. I eventually kill the Klefki as he brings in his Tapu Lele and sets up Psychic Surge. So I use Aeroblast, which is halved by whatever damage for some reason. I think it was whatever item he had, I forgot what it was. but I swapped to Ho-Oh and he one-shots it while I was trying to use Iron Head. I one-shot him with Aeroblast, and he comes in with Toxapex, and I'm expecting a one-shot Psychic here whenever he decides to come in. And actually, just to tell you right now, it gets it into the red, but he forfeits on the next turn, so it wouldn't even matter. So that's a GG. Boy, okay. Feisty here, back in Pokemon Showdown. I lead Palkia into Dracovish. I go for Spatial Run thinking I'm faster, and I luckily am one-shotting the Dracovish. He comes in with Sceptile. I use Protect to protect his Dragon Claw, and then Bulk Up to raise my stats as he goes for Acrobatics. I go for another Bulk Up as he sets up the Sun. I use Spatial Run to one-shot him and get him out of there. He comes in with Scissor, which I think is the Zoroark, which happens to be the Zoroark. So I almost one-shot it with Aqua Tail, and then I go for a second one thinking I'm faster, and luckily I am. I am getting really lucky right now. So Scissor comes in, I use Protect to get rid of his Bullet Punch, but I forgot that Bullet Punch always moves first, so he catches me on the next turn. I come in with Ho-Oh to use Sacred Fire, and it connects one-shotting the Scissor. He brings in Charizard and forfeits. Feisty here in Pokemon Showdown, and this is a pretty interesting lead. I go in with Landers first. He brings in Groudon, so I use Stealth Rock, and so does he. I use Swords Dance to try and set up, but he hits me with Toxic, slowly reducing my health every other turn. He dumbly goes for Precipice Blades, his signature move, but it's immune to me because I'm a flying type. He brings in Kartana. Me knowing that he has Sacred Sword and Leaf Blade, he goes for Sacred Sword thinking it would one-shot me, but it actually doesn't. So I go for Rock Slide after setting up with another Swords Dance, and he's kind of like waiting out the timer, but I am just waiting for him to turn in. He brings in Eternatus, and my +3 Rock Slide gets him into the yellow as he uses Dynamax Cannon to kill me. I bring in Lugia for the Psychic, and it does massive damage, and he tries to heal it off, but he has to do damage at some point, and he just falls. He brings in Yveltal with the Shiny, and he kills me with Dark Pulse. I bring in Xerneas to try to power up with Moonblast, and works out perfectly because it kills the Yveltal. He brings in his own Xerneas, using Close Combat to nerf his stats, and luckily my Moonblast happens to one-shot after that. He brings back in the Kartana, so I go for Close Combat, but he kills me before I'm able to. He swaps into Calyrex Shadow as I bring in Ho-Oh. I swap to Palkia to try to tank out the damage of his burn, but he misses a shot, so he just dies to burn anyway. Palkia's in here, but I decide to switch into Ho-Oh, and he uses Sacred Sword and forfeits. GG. This is a spicy team. I lead Landorus into Giratina Altered. I set up with Stealth Rock, and he goes for Will-O-Wisp, dealing burn damage to me every other turn. I set up with Swords Dance as he goes for Hex, dealing half of my health. I go with Earthquake. Now I know that this guy is physically defensive. I will rush with only attacking moves on my Rayquaza. He hits me with Paralysis, and I go for V-Create to kill him, but in return nerfing all my stats. He brings in Exploud, so I try to go for Dragon Dance to raise my stats and avoid his attack, but he moves first, so I bring in Xerneas, hit him with the 1-2 Close Combat combo, and one-shots him. I check Calyrex Ice's typing as he comes in, so I swap to Ho-Oh, realizing that Close Combat will not attack him. So I use Sacred Fire on the Calyrex and Magnezone that come in, one-shotting both of them, and here's where it gets spicy. He brings in Pikachu using Rising Voltage, and is faster than my Ho-Oh and Xerneas, dealing massive damage to both of them. He comes in with Rillaboom, tries to use Glassy Glide, but I come in with Lugia, one-shotting him with Aeroblast, and that is a GG. Okay. Feisty here, and this is a little bit of story time. So while I was doing this battle, my friend Brendan and myself were talking about plungers while dying laughing for the stupidest reason ever. So I lead Xerneas into Weavile. He brings in Marshadow, but I catch him with Moonblast, and he catches it onto a Sash, bringing him down to 1 HP. I use Psychic, but he uses Spectral Thief, not one-shotting me, but getting me down to half. I use Psychic, killing him, and he comes back in with Dialga. I use Close Combat, checking his speed stats at the same time, making sure he's not faster than me. But he is faster than me, setting up Stealth Rock as I deal about more than half of his health with Close Combat. Now that I know he's faster than me, I'm going to try and be a little stupid here, thinking I can defy these rules, making sure that I'm faster, but he hits me with Flash Cannon anyway, so Xerneas is dead. I bring in Yveltal for the first time of this series of battles. I use Focus Blast, but he hits me with Draco Meteor, which is not the greatest thing to see, so Focus Blast kills him, getting him out of there. He brings in the Weavile, which, if I'm not mistaken, is a lot faster than me, so I come in with Focus Blast. He actually goes for Swords Dance, kind of throwing, so... Actually, never mind, I went with Heat Wave, and it didn't do as much as I wanted it to. But he lives, and I know he's, for a fact, faster than me, so I swap to Ho-Oh to resist the Ice Shard. I bring in Iron Head as he uses Triple Axle and misses. I hit him, and he forfeits. That's a GG. And plungers.
Hey, yo, here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gon' stop. We gon' turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, yo. Tell them turn it out till they can't no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last one and a courtesy call. Hey, yo, here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gon' stop. We gon' turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, yo. Tell them turn it out till they can't no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last one and a courtesy call. I am not afraid of the storm that comes my way.
Lucy.
I haven't done one of these in a while. Okay, so I'm leading with Groudon into Porygon 2. And he's faster than me using Psychic. He knocks out my Groudon. So I come in with Calyrex Shadow to bring a no effect to his normal moves. I use Psychic and it does about a third of his health. I swap to Ho-Oh to resist his Ice Beam while he sets up Trick Room, which swaps the speeds of us, to my understanding. I swap to Xerneas as he heals up to try to get faster, but he freezes me while I try to use Moonblast, and then safely swaps to Ferrothorn. I swap to Ho-Oh when he throws a Toxic on me, and then swaps back to Porygon. I use Sacred Fire on the Porygon, knocking it out. He comes in with Tapu Fini, and uses Hydro Pump, catches me in the red, but the Toxic is going to kill me, and I'm going to be able to safely swap to Rayquaza. Dragon Dance power up while he throws a Moonblast, and then sweep with Dragon Ascent. In comes the Ferrothorn, V-Create, I'm faster, it one-shots. In comes the Volcarona, I'm just going to Dragon Ascent, it one-shots. In comes Hawlucha, he uses Dual Wing Beat, which is for some reason faster than me, and I come in with Calyrex to one-shot it with Psychic, and the last guy is Zygarde, so I'm just gonna hit it with a Dragon Kiss and heal myself while he perishes.
Pick the dough up, throw it like a floater. Yeah, killing them, drilling them. Yeah, is you feeling some? Feeling up, time to go. I'ma rise in the show. I'ma dive when I feel like rolling up. I'ma slide in when I'm in my zone enough. Start to violate when I'm in the moment up. What's the timing? I'ma dive in when I feel like rolling up. I'ma slide in when I'm in my zone enough. Start to violate when I'm in
Alright, more competitive VGC. I lead Mewtwo into Shuckle after newly adding it to my team. This build has a special build with Ice Beam and Psy Strike and Shadow Ball. And I go for the Psy Strike as he sets up a Sticky Web, lowering my speed. I go for Psy Strike Oko, two tap Okoing it, and he takes a couple seconds to swap into what is Palkia. But I realized I'm Encored, which means I can only use the same attack for 3 turns in a row. So I have to use Psy Strike on Palkia regardless of it doing a lot of damage. I thought because it was a resistance to Palkia that I had to resist, and I managed to kill it. He leads into now Yveltal, and I have the advantage with Ice Beam until he kills me with Sucker Punch. I then swap into Groudon to use Stealth Rock as a hazard damage. He swaps into Landorus to do the same idea. However, I'll swap to Rayquaza to lock out the drought that I put up. And actually made a mistake here because he goes for Rock Slide, which is something I thought he didn't have. So I swap into Calyrex, freaking out, to use Astral Barrage to one-shot it. And he comes back in with the Yveltal that I know has Sucker Punch, so I just accept fate and let him kill me. Then I come in with Xerneas that I changed the moves on recently. Go for the Geomancy to attempt to boost my stats as he heals. So now with +2 special attack, special defense, and speed, I'm able to use an Oko Moonblast on the Yveltal, Zekrom, and a Flash Cannon for the Xerneas. And that's a GG. Alright, we're back. We lead Rayquaza into Excelgor in Pokemon Showdown. I read his stats as he tries to Toxic Spike me while I'm setting up. He puts me to sleep before dying to me, so I wake up 1 turn afterwards and Dragon Claw the Zygarde to Oko that and get rid of it. Same thing for the Xerneas with Dragon Descent, and at the time, I didn't realize that Togedemaru's build, so he kills my Rayquaza while I was being a dumb butt. And he almost does the same with Ho-Oh, so from here, I realize his set. He swaps to Giratina to paralyze me, and I swap to Xerneas on the turn that he Okos me. I do land the Moonblast before he kills me, so I come in with Mewtwo to kill him, and then die on the same turn. Now I'm Groudon versus Calyrex. He Grass Knots me and kills me in 1 shot. Since Toxic Spikes is up, and I have a Focus Sash, I'm able to Dark Pulse the other Calyrex before dying to Poison. And now it's the stalemate back as before. I understand his moveset, Sacred Fire him on the turn he doesn't protect, and that's a GG. Alright. New match. I lead Groudon into the knock, which is a Dracovish. He uses Vicious Rend while I set up Stealth Rock. Then I come into Rayquaza, set up, and then he swaps to Xerneas. Now that I'm set up, I can use Dragon Ascent and start sweeping. Next is the Galarian Darmanitan, and that gets V-created dying.
Lucy.
I almost died here with from Triple Axel, but I have managed to Dragon Ascent and live on 1 HP. So his next Pokemon, Marshadow, has to use a move that attacks first to just kill him. Next, I bring in the Ho-Oh and swap the Yveltal to heal, but I Sacred Fire him, getting the burn off as well, which is really helpful as he uses Defog, which is pretty much a throwing move for me. I use the same strategy, just go for the Sacred Fire and killing him. He brings in the Dracovish again to use Vicious Rend. I bring in Xerneas, one-shotting it with Moonblast, followed up by the Marshadow, and that is AGG. Alright, new match. I lead Calyrex into Xerneas, and now I'm a little scared because he can boost with Geomancy and outspeed me, so I go for Alstra Barrage on the first turn, and I predicted his movement right, so I go swap out to my Ho-Oh to tank his Psychic and Moonblast while delivering Iron Head super effective damage on the next 2 turns. He comes in with the Marshadow in a few seconds, and I have to swap out to Groudon to set up the Sun, a Stealth Rock, and a Fire Punch towards the Ferrothorn on the next turn, OHKOing it in one shot. He comes in with Ho-Oh to take advantage of the Sun, Brave Bird my Groudon, which doesn't work out in his favor because I live on 1 HP, and swap him out for Yveltal. He kills my Groudon, and I come in with Xerneas to power up while he's swapping back to the Ho-Oh. He doesn't realize my Thunderbolt's waiting for him, so he takes a few seconds. I set up the timer to put pressure on him. He goes for a Brave Bird that doesn't kill me, and that's a GG. Alright, I lead Mewtwo into Eternatus, who swaps instantly to a Yveltal while I catch him with an Ice Beam. He then uses Sucker Punch as I use a second Ice Beam, and decides to swap to Duskmane Necrozma as I go for a Shadow Ball. He waits a few seconds before me connecting my Shadow Ball and then him killing me back in return. So, waiting a few more seconds here. And there's the KO. So I swap to Ho-Oh to catch a Sacred Fire, that attack catches onto his Eternatus and gets the burn. I swap to Rayquaza to catch a Dynamax Cannon. He swaps to Marshadow to go first and kill me. So I come back in with the Ho-Oh to try to do a Brave Bird, but he swaps into Zygarde and paralyzes my swapped Xerneas. And then he swaps into Ferrothorn, who I swap then into Groudon as he sets up spikes. He swaps back into Zygarde as I set up Stealth Rock because he's playing musical chairs with me. So then I use Precipice Blades to kill the Marshadow. He's off the team now. He comes back in with the Yveltal to kill my Groudon. I come in with Xerneas to do 1 Moonblast as he goes off for another knockoff. So I wait here a few seconds and think out what I could do, and I use Thunderbolt on the predicted swap that I thought he would do. So that gets him into the yellow as I swap to Ho-Oh and he heals up. So now it's pretty even. I use Sacred Fire on his now swapped Zygarde, and then use Brave Bird to do solid damage as he goes for the paralysis again. I know I can't really do much because the paralysis is going to hit me on the first turn, and I can't do much. So I try to go for the Sacred Fire to stall out his boosts, and it doesn't really work for me because I'm only able to do little damage. So I swap to Calyrex to use Draining Kiss, who he swaps onto Yveltal to catch the Draining Kiss for. I get the boost from killing him. He comes in with the Ferrothorn, who I one-shot with Astral Barrage. He comes in with Solgaleo now, the Necrozma. who I do the same thing to. He forfeits, and that's a GG.
I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. You got those pretty eyes in your head, you know it. You got me dancing in my bed, so let me show it. You are exactly what I want, kinda cool and kinda not. Wanna give myself to you. Yeah, we're driving down the freeway at night. I only got one thing in the back of my mind. I'm feeling like this might be my time to shine with you, with you, with you. I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. I got my head out the sunroof. You got me stuck on the thought of you.
Alright, new team. I got Reshiram, Dialga, and Kyogre added to the team in place of old members. And I lead Dialga into Kartana to do Stealth Rock as he Swords Dance powers up. He takes advantage and takes too much time to power up, so I go for the Flamethrower on the next turn, one-shotting it, as he swaps into Ditto to transform into my Dialga. From here, he Dragon Tails into my Kyogre. So, I don't know what to do here. I Water Spout just for the sake of doing damage, because it's my highest damaging attack. It gets him into the 1 health range as he Dragon Tails to my Reshiram. And then he forfeits for some reason, so GG.
time by the blink in your stare. And if I say too much, honey, I might regret it. But I'm more in love than you're giving me credit. You're so distant, it's getting hard to see your face. You don't listen to a single thing I say. Something different, but it feels like that could change. I think you're slowly coming around. Now I'm barely breathing and my chest is heating up. Cause I get this feeling when you're near me, and I know it's like final freedom, casting demons from my soul. And I know there's a reason for why I'm barely breathing tonight. Barely breathing tonight. Barely breathing tonight. Barely breathing tonight. Better come down to a reasonable place, like a sundown. I gotta try and refrain, cause I'm so in love, and it's making you.
Alright, one more for tonight. I felt like doing commentary for this one. I don't know what to do with my lead, so I lead Rayquaza into his Regieleki, who is naturally one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. other than Deoxys speed, so I tried to go for Dragon Dance, but he does a crit Thunder and still outspeeds me. So I don't know exactly what to do here. So I try to just go YOLO and do a second Dragon Dance, thinking he'll miss his Thunder, but he doesn't. He actually instead goes for like something. I couldn't see what it was. I bring in Dialga to resist Electric and set up Stealth Rock. He uses Volt Switch and swaps out to his Zamazenta, who is crowned with the extra defense. So that doesn't help me out in my favor at all. I tried to outspeed using Flamethrower, but he uses Close Combat, dropping his stats and one-shotting me. Not working out in my favor at all. Since I have that second fire type on my team, or that fire type on my team with extra fire damage, I use Blue Flare, knowing that I'm pretty sure there's recharge after it, but Blue Flare will one-shot the Zamazenta if he decides to go. He swaps to Pheromosa, which is another guy weak to Blue Flare, so he just gets swapped into and one-shotted. Comes in with Kyogre, who I don't remember what I do here, but I think I stay in to set up Toxic, which actually lands because he goes for the wrong move and then forfeits because that's a GG.
Okay, this turned out to be a really weird match, so I lead Rayquaza into his Duskmane Necrozma, and I power up with the Dragon Dance as he comes in with the same strategy with Dragon Dance. And when I decide to power up again, he matches me again, and then I go for the V-Create now, one-shot him, which is really big. Then he pauses for a second and decides to forfeit. I'm like, you have a good team, what's the point? So GG, I guess?
Okay, this match was a big mess. I lead Rayquaza into a Alomomola. I Mega Evolve and Dragon Dance right off the bat as he light screens and protects to stall turns while he sets up Toxic on me. And he does this successfully with my Rayquaza with the addition of Substitute on the Alomomola. I find this strategy very stubborn, so I got distracted not realizing my health was slowly deteriorating every other turn. So I come in with Arceus, stupidly trying to do the same thing, but with extreme speed to try to go first. But eventually he decides to use the same strategy to take out my Arceus. So I'm just trying to extreme speed to get him low enough to where he can't use his substitutes before he kills me, but it doesn't work in that favor. I bring in Charizard to use once again the same strategy of getting him low enough to use to be unable to use his substitute. And it doesn't exactly work in my favor, but because I have Roost, I'm able to heal up and deal out more damage. So I bring in the Kyogre to protect my Charizard from dying, and he sets up the Toxic Stall on Kyogre. Now that 4 of my Pokemon have attempted to kill only the Alomomola, I successfully do it with Kyogre on the 4th try, and then die to Leech Seed and Toxic from the Maractus after dealing a super effective Ice Beam only doing half his health. I bring in the Groudon, bulk up, and then use Eruption, which happens to one-shot the Maractus, which is pretty huge, knowing that I am 3 guys down, most likely 4, and he brings the Charizard in, which I assume is the Y, which is correctly predicted, and he uses Solar Beam, so I bring in my dead Charizard to bait the Solar Beam. He uses it again, which is stupid because it almost kills me, and then kills me on the next turn. I bring in the Xerneas, clutch up for the clutch of my life, kill the Aegis Slash with 2 Thunderbolts, and then the Deoxys Speed with a Moonblast, the Hydreigon with a Moonblast, and a clutch Thunderbolt on the Charizard, one-shotting it from full, and that is a GG. Yes, we got a anything goes team of sweepers versus a sand team.
I lead Primal Kyogre into Tyranitar, and with Primal Kyogre's ability, I get the weather advantage of Rain, boosting my water type attacks, enabling me to possibly sweep this team. I use Ice Beam on the Cradily to freeze it, and he sets up Toxic Stall, so I decide to swap to Xerneas on the next turn to use Aromatherapy to cure the poison and make Cradilly's purpose completely useless. He brings in the Scissor to sweep a few members of my team, but fails after the third Pokemon that I swap in. You see, there's the Xerneas that glitches down to Bullet Punch, and the Kyogre is also going to go down here to Bullet Punch. So I bring in the Groudon. This is when his plan fails. I bring in the Groudon to set up the Rain. Not the Rain, but the Sun. I set up the Sun, and now that I have Fire Punch Stab with Precipice Blades, I decide to sweep his entire team in 1 to 2 shots. It brings in the Hippowdon first, where I missed like 4 times too. He swaps in the Magnezone on the Precipice Blades, which OHKOs it. He brings in the Golem, who I OHKO with Precipice Blades as well. Cradily comes in, he gets OHKO'd by Precipice, and Hippowdon comes back in as his last Pokemon. I miss a Precipice, and then connect the next 2, meaning that's a GG in my favor.
Pick the dough up, throw it like a floater. Yeah, killing them, drilling them. Yeah, is you feeling some? Feeling up, time to go. I'ma rise in the show. I'ma dive when I feel like rolling up. I'ma slide in when I'm in my zone enough. Start to find me when I'm in the moment up. What's the timing? I'ma dive in when I feel like rolling up. I'ma slide in when I'm in my zone enough. Start to find me when I'm in the moment up. I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. You got those pretty eyes in your head, you know it. You got me dancing in my bed, so let me show it. You are exactly what I want, kinda cool and kinda not. Wanna give myself to you. Yeah, we're driving down the freeway at night. I only got one thing in the back of my mind. I'm feeling like this might be my time to shine with you, with you, with you. I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel bad.
What's up, TikTok? It's the morning, and this is a 4v6. Very unfortunate for this opponent. I Mega Evolve Rayquaza into his Greninja, and I potentially just sweep his whole team. He just takes a few seconds to just let it all happen. So, with that said, I power up with Dragon Dance once, and then literally destroy his whole team with Dragon Ascent and Dragon Claws, and then he forfeits on the last guy. So, also, I wanted to do a new build with one support and one sweeper.
3, 2, 1, watch me. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy.
You know, Gen 7 anything goes is so fun. I lead Rayquaza into a full dark type mono type team. I kill. Actually, I don't kill anything yet. I'm looking at the Persian now. I'm gonna kill it with Dragon Claw. He's gonna come in with that with Scrafty again. Dragon Ascendant, that's dead. Absol comes in, Mega Evolves, and takes me out with a foul play. I come in with Xerneas and pretty much sweep the whole team with a little bit of lag on my side. That's pretty much the end of this video. Check the stats for the speed stat. Realize I lag out a little bit. So, with the lag, I button in and out, try to reload the site, and catch the last 3 guys of his team after checking the chat. Should be like right about here. Yeah, there it is, there it is. There's the Yveltal. 1 shot. Let's go. Absol's back. 1 shot. Too easy, bro. Too easy. Hydrated, Quag Week to Fairy, bro. What are you doing?
I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. You got those pretty eyes in your head, you know it. You got me dancing in my bed, so let me show it. You are exactly what I want, kinda cool and kinda not. Wanna give myself to you. Yeah, we're driving down the freeway at night. I only got one thing in the back of my mind. I'm feeling like this might be my time to shine with you, with you, with you. I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. I got my head out the sunroof. You got me stuck on the thought of you. Yeah, we're driving down the freeway at night. I only got one thing in the back of my mind. I'm feeling like this might be my time to shine with you, with you, with you. I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got.
So, I'm going to explain my setup strategy of the substitute baton pass strategy that I've been modifying and using in Gen 7 Anything Goes. Basically, you want to have 1 to 2 stat boosters that both know baton pass and substitute, and then 1 sweeper. In this case, I have a Ninjask with substitute, baton pass, sword stance, and double team. And then once I am finished setting up, I baton pass to Rayquaza, or the sweeper in this scenario, and just wreak havoc with whatever attack that I decide. That's pretty much the strategy explained for you. Has a lot of fun. Only flaw is the is a focus sash legendary.
I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only you know it. You got me dancing in my bed, so let me show it. You are exactly what I want, kinda cool and kinda not. Wanna give myself to you, yeah. We're driving down the freeway at night. I only got one thing in the back of my mind. I'm feeling like this might be my time to shine with you, with you, with you. I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. I got my head out the sunroof. You got me stuck on the thought of you.
What's up, TikTok? Feisty back, and I wanted to experiment with new things. So I'm trying Gaventula, who is Sucker Punch, Toxic, Sticky Web, and I forget what my fourth move was. But basically, I've been losing to a lot of Gaventulas, so I tried using it myself. And it went pretty good. I was winning 50-50s. And my other Pokemon I brought with me is Dragapult and Garchomp. Both of them are Dragon Dance and Sword Dance sweepers alike, and they do pretty solid. The Dragapult happens to be really handy because of its high speed, but I tend to struggle a lot between my Gaventula and this Tapu Lele known Taunt. So Anyway, back into the battle. We use Dragapult on the Tapu to Dragon Dance and then just bait out with a Shadow Ball. And there's the Shadow Ball. It does about half, which is pretty handy. He keeps missing his Toxics, which works for me perfectly because I can just take out the Tapu at this point. But unfortunately, he landed on the third try. We kill the Tapu with Shadow Balls, and he sends in Yveltal next. Now I know this Pokemon's gonna have one of two moves, and I happen to luckily go first and Dragon Dart it from full. In comes Groudon, and I think if I remember this battle correctly, I don't Oko here, and he goes for, yeah, there's the Stab Earthquake. But there goes my Dragapult. I bring in the Rayquaza to cancel the Sun as he swaps into Eternatus. Because it's two dragons and I'm not built up yet, I have a low chance of outspeeding him unless he misses his attacks. In this case, he actually does miss his Dynamax cannon, and that works perfectly for me. I have a free chance to set up, and now I can sweep the rest of his team. Groudon goes down, Eternatus is down, he brings in the Cinderace, and I go for, I think Dragon Dance? Yeah, or Ascent, my bad. Dragon Ascent, that one shots, he's dead. And the last Pokemon is Calyrex Shadow, and because now I am +1 Dragon Dance, my Ray can pretty much sweep him out. He actually lives on 1 HP and uses Draining Kiss to heal himself, but my next Pokemon, Sylveon, since it's a natural tank, can just take it out that much easy, and this is a GG. Also, I'm going to do a Sylveon build later.
the loot, yeah, I finesse a boot, yeah, so give me the loot, yeah, I finesse a boot, yeah, so give me the loot, yeah, I finesse a boot, yeah, so give me the loot, yeah, I finesse a boot, yeah, I caught deja vu, yeah, just think about you, yeah, I caught deja vu, yeah, just think about you, yeah, I caught deja vu, yeah, just think about you, yeah, I caught deja vu, yeah, just think about you, yeah, ayy, swerving in the Audi, dodging paparazzi, I like all the Lambos, and all the Bugattis, got no competition, no one came to stop me, pull up with my posse, we too cold, yeah, we too frosty, new thing in Barachi, yeah, her lipstick is too glossy, she really be my shawty, by my side from time to time.
なれる理由を知った
僕を
連れて進めどうしたって消せない夢も止まれない今も誰かのために強くなれるならありがとう悲しみよ世界に打ちのめされたわかる意味を知ったグレーの花よ咲き誇れ運命を照らして戸惑う心優しいだけじゃ守れないものがある分かってるけど
My car, guess I'm crazy, how's it ready? Bet you like it, I wanna race for you. So I go now. Gas, gas, gas. I'm gonna step on the gas tonight and be your lover. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll be so quick as a flash and I'll be your hero. Gas, gas, gas. I'm gonna run as a flash tonight to be the winner. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna step on the gas and you'll see the big show. Gas, gas, gas. Yeah, yeah. Gas, gas, gas. And you'll see the big show. Pick the dough up, throw it like a floater. Yeah, killing them, drilling them. Yeah, is you feeling some? Feeling up, time to go. I'ma rise in the show. I'ma dive when I feel like rolling up. I'ma slide in when I'm in my zone enough. Start to violate when I'm in the moment up. What's the timing? I'ma dive in when I feel like rolling up. I'ma slide in when I'm in my zone enough. Start to violate when I'm in the moment up. What's the timing? I'ma dive in. I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. You got those pretty eyes in your head, you know it. You got me dancing in my bed, so let me show it. You are exactly what I want, kinda cool and kinda not. Wanna give myself to you. Yeah, we're driving down the freeway at night. driving down the freeway at night. I only got one thing in the back of my mind. I'm feeling like this might be my time to shine with you, with you, with you. I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than the sunshine in my eyes. La 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 da dee da da la 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 la
Hey, Feisty here, and I've been on this platform for about a year and a half now. Yeah, I feel like it's about time I get my presence known. I'm Feisty. I main Minecraft, Pokemon, Fortnite, and Geometry Dash content on this page. You might know me through DTberry, Pogolust, Pokedaxy, or Skebby. All other, or maybe other famous Pokemon trainers on this platform. But my goal is to just hit 1K by posting Pokemon content on this platform. And basically, my birthday is at the end of the year, and if we can have this goal to where if I can hit 1,000 followers before my birthday, I'd really appreciate it.
めに強くなれるならありがとう悲しみよ世界に打ちのめされた負ける意味を知ったグレーの花咲き誇れ運命を照らして心優しいだけじゃ守れないものがある分かってるけどなれる理由を知った僕を連れて進めどうしたって消せない夢も止まれない今も誰かのために強くなれるなら悲しみよ世界に打ちのめされた負ける意味を知ったグレーの花咲き誇れ運命を照らして心優しいだけじゃ守れないものがある分かってるけ
Good afternoon, TikTok. I lead Levi onto Crocodile, and he swaps instantly to a Guts Heracross. I swap to Sylveon to resist his fighting attack, as he swaps the Metagross as I land a Hyper Voice on the Metagross. I sack my Sylveon just to get a free swap, and it works quite in my favor because I'm capable of using Weavile to defeat Metagross. And then we play the switching game a little bit until Heracross kills my Weavile. I come in with Marshadow, and he comes into Togekiss. I swap into Dustman and Necrozma to resist his attack, and then Dragon Dance to try and take out the Crocodile, which successfully works out. The Gengar comes in and kills me right after as a revenge kill. Moves first over my Marshadow, but dies one shot to my Marshadow. Togekiss almost follows the same fate, and now I'm just down to 2v3. Cinderace comes in, I use Iron Head, changing my typing for my ability. Same thing, using Pyro Ball on the Heracross, and then I flinch the Rotom twice with Iron Head. Third time is not the charm because he lands a nasty plot and he's about to wreck my Cinderace. But with Rayquaza coming in, I am about to do him very dirty. I power up with Dragon Dance, then hit him with the Dragon Ascent, one-tapping him, GG. Alright, I lead this match. Cinderace into Swirlix. I know exactly what this guy's moveset is, because I know he's about to explode in a few turns, so he puts me to sleep and then explodes just as I thought. He brings in the Landorus, and I wake up first turn asleep and flinch him twice. He gets Rock Polish, but for some reason continues the setup instead of killing me. I swap out to my Necrozma as I continue to sweep his couple of teammates here. He comes into Corviknight, and we have a series of just me attacking and him just bulking up to max, and then I realize what he's doing, so I just go up to max, and then I crit Psycho Cut him for 97 points of his health, and is it 97 or 87? But whatever it was, I come in with Weavile after he killed my Necrozma, and he does. Same thing with Marshadow here, but he swaps out to Grimmsnarl and takes out my Marshadow. I come back in with Cinderace, change my typing to Steel with Iron Head, and make him flinch a few times, and then kill the Grimmsnarl. Same thing for the Corviknight, and then Pyro Ball one-shots the Aegislash, that's a GG, and love you. To whoever I am battling in this video, I am gratefully sorry for, completely destroying your team with just Duskmane Necrozma, but this is my 1v6 with Duskmane Necrozma. He hits me with a not very effective Rock Blast, and I realize because this Cloyster really relies on one moveset from one ability, I max out my speed and my base attack. And once it's complete, I completely bodied this guy's team with Psycho Cuts, Sunsteel Strikes, and my healing priority move of Morning Sun. He unfortunately couldn't do much to me, so here's me just whooping the crap out of his team in literally a few turns. GG.
Like I'm Bakugo, turn that soda fucking small, yeah. Bitch, I'm about to pop, bitch, you know I'm about to blow. Only need these hands, I don't need no fucking pole, yeah. Once I get a grip, I might blast your fucking dome. Like I'm Bakugo, turn that soda fucking small, yeah. Bitch, I'm about to pop, bitch, you know I'm about to blow. Only need these hands, I don't need no fucking pole, yeah. Once I get a grip, I might blast your fucking dome. Why you packing? You ain't bout that action. Fuck your bitch, I'll blow it back. Why you mad but not attacking? Pussy boy, I'll send you back. I'm the best, no doubt about it. Competition, live without it. You just mad cause I'm too rowdy. Bitch, get back, I'm really bout it. Head down to the ground, you don't want these hands around you. Nitro glycerin, I'm sweating, blasting off, I'm bound to. Rushing, ain't no hot.
Base money, fancy clothes, ops and coppers I dispose. Talk slow, lower your tone if you need an illegal loan. Gang killer, Al Capone, shoot a pheasant through the bone. Tweed jacket on the go, richest spinners, richest killers. Base money, fancy clothes, ops and coppers I dispose. Talk slow, lower your tone if you need an illegal loan. Gang killer, Al Capone, shoot a pheasant through the bone. Tweed jacket on the go, richest spinners, richest killers. I've got quail, pigeon, pheasant. Posh boy don't mix with peasants.
No.
Got a castle up in Scotland, but I don't know David Tennant. David Cameron gave me a trust fund loan as an early Christmas present, so I don't need to raise my voice no more.
Alright, more doubles. I'm choosing my lead here. I start Charizard, Venusaur into Calyrex Shadow and Whimsicott. And usually both of these Pokemon always run the same set. Whimsicott usually runs Tailwind for boosted speed, and Calyrex runs massive spread damage with either a Life Orb or some sort of specs. Now, I figured out it would be one of the two, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember what his item was, but he does massive damage, which I'm not surprised is a thing. I kill his Whimsicott first turn just to get rid of the Tailwind, but he gets it off anyway, and he kills both of my Pokemon on the next turn. Turn 3, I have to make two Pokemon swap in the place of my two fainted. I bring in Kyogre, and I bring in my own Whimsicott with the same moveset that is quite predictable. We trade a kill Calyrex for Kyogre, and and the opponent's Autono and my Whimsicott are still on the battlefield. They decided to bring in Carbink as I bring in Togekiss for the double fairy. And basically what I'm planning to do here is helping hand support for boosted damage with fairy types. Then I just add more and more powerful spread on it. They bring in the Shedinja, so I make a change of plans and hit the Shedinja with Air Slash as it sets up. So they took no damage because they had Sash and Sturdy. So that's fine. We'll just kill them next turn, regardless of whatever buffs they have. I swap in Calyrex Ice while killing the Shedinja, but somehow it does not kill. I don't know what happened to it. I wasn't really paying attention to why the ability was not killing it, but I decided Leech Seed would work instead of just OHKOing it with Air Slash. So I moved my focus towards the Autono while giving myself heals with Leech Seed as they bring in their Xerneas to swap in on the Shedinja. I use Helping Hand to boost my Glacial Lance, OHKOing both Pokemon and making him forfeit, and that's a GG.
Yo, Feisty here, back with another doubles battle in Uber's Tier Gen 8 doubles. I lead Kyogre Calyrex combo into Yveltal and Salazzle. They set up Tailwind and some Sucker Punches, and I take out the Yveltal first turn, which is pretty solid. They knock off the Life Orb on my Calyrex as Tapu Koko comes in and uses Electro Rub, lowering my speed. Calyrex, with the help of Kyogre, picks up a double kill. With Ninetales and Charizard now in, Charizard's solar power is activated with Drought, boosting its attack power, and Calyrex just picks up a double KO out of nowhere, and this battle is pretty much over in 5 turns. Dragonite's a little squishy with multiscale, but I tend to OHKO it anyway, and that's a GG. What's up? I'm trying to figure out other pairings with Calyrex Ice, and I lead Calyrex Ice into Gardon Regieleki, and I pick up a double kill on the first turn, which is pretty solid. He brings in Yveltal Grimmsnarl. With the help of Giratina, I get hit with Sucker Punch and Thunder Wave. I Poltergeist the Grimmsnarl, who's usually tanky, and I hit up another double kill. Third kill here. I bring in a Charizard, and I realize, because Gastrodon always runs Storm Drain to absorb water type damage for special attack boosts, I can't hit this Charizard with a water attack. So he shields up the Thunder and Outrage that I threw at him because I doubled up on the Charizard on that turn. This turn I KO the Charizard with Thunder and kill myself from Life Orb damage and Wildfire damage. I come in with Whimsicott, Calyrex, and whoop this guy.
breathing and my chest is heating up. Cause I get this feeling when you're near me, and I know it's like final freedom, casting demons from my soul. And I know there's a reason for why I'm barely breathing tonight. Barely breathing tonight. Barely breathing tonight. Barely breathing tonight.
I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. You got those pretty eyes in your head, you know it. You got me dancing in my bed, so let me show it. You are exactly what I want, kinda cool and kinda not. Wanna give myself to you. Yeah, we're driving down the freeway at night. I only got one thing in
Dance the night away, grab somebody, drink a little more. Oh shit, here we go! Open it up! Let's go, J-Lo!
I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. You got those pretty eyes in your head, you know it. You got me dancing in my bed, so let me show it. You are exactly what I want, kinda cool and kinda not. Wanna give myself to you. Yeah, we're driving down the freeway at night. I only got one thing in the back of my mind. I'm feeling like this might be my time to shine with you, with you, with you. I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. I got my head out the sunroof.
What's good, TikTok? This is my turtle-only challenge. So I specifically only have turtle-themed Pokemon in Pokemon Showdown, and I am not doing too great because this challenge was actually kind of hard to get handled. I kept running into like teams of 6 legendaries, and it wasn't really doing too great because my strongest guy was either Torkoal or this Venusaur that just fainted in battle. But this battle was actually me getting really lucky and sweeping the whole team with max flares off of Turtonator, and then some attacks from good old Blastoise and Torterra. Torterra survives and gets the KO here, and I get really lucky with this Garchomp. He misses his attack right here, and I win the battle just because. Alright, Bug Monotype. This is my Bug Monotype challenge. I set up on the Zacian, and after he kills me, he seems to just switch out to Mega Rayquaza, as I set up with Volcarona into Dynamax. He throws an almost one-shot Dragon Ascent before I kill him with some max flares. The weather changes with Primal Kyogre coming in to rain, and he takes out my Volcarona. I U-turn, bring it with Mega Scissor coming into Pheromosa as an answer to Necrozma. I will save Pheromosa for later in the game, so I U-turn to Genesect to kill the Necrozma, followed by the Arceus. There goes the Arceus. Here's the biggest star of this team, the Groudon. That fire typing isn't doing much for me, so I'm kind of just dancing around his rock tombs to see what I can do. My Pheromosa tries to run triple axle, but he gets taken out by Rock Tomb. Golisopod didn't do enough damage. Genesect does a crit Bug Buzz, and I get a Water-type Techno Blast dealing half to Zacian. I bring in Scissor and Bullet Punch him from half. GG.
Welcome back, TikTok. This is the Ice Monotype challenge. I lead Weavile into Galvantula and take it out really quickly. Outplay the Aeron that comes in after, and then switch to Mega Abomasnow to block the Sleep Powder on Vivillon. I one-shot it with Ice Punch. This guy, Jirachi, comes in and tries to use Iron Head, but I die to it on the second Iron Head after giving massive damage with an Earthquake. Knock it off with Crunch from Calyrex, and then followed up by the Shedinja after. Shedinja dies, and then the last guy is Buzzwole. Hits me with a Fell Stinger to boost to his attack power. I hit it with an Air Slash. GG.
Yo, this is a 1v6 sweep with Arceus. This is my next challenge, 1v6. I have a Swords Dance Arceus with Shadow Force and Extreme Speed, Substitute, and Swords Dance. And this guy has a full rain team that I just pretend didn't exist with the power of Extreme Speed, one-shotting most, if not all, of his Pokemon. And pretty much the only guy who was a threat here on this team was the Salamence, and he gets destroyed right here, right now. Next, that comes in as the Pelipper, gets one shot. Poliwrath Dynamaxed and still got one shot. Slurpuff can't do anything. I Dynamax, just hit him with the Max Phantasm, that's a GG. Yo, this is a 1v6 sweep with Arceus. This is my next challenge, 1v6. I have a Swords Dance Arceus with Shadow Force and Extreme Speed, Substitute, and Swords Dance. And this guy has a full rain team that I just pretend didn't exist with the power of Extreme Speed, one-shotting most, if not all, of his Pokemon. And pretty much the only guy who was a threat here on this team was the Salamence, and he gets destroyed right here, right now. Next, that comes in as the Pelipper, gets one shot. Poliwrath Dynamaxed and still got one shot. Slurpuff can't do anything. I Dynamax, just hit him with the Max Phantasm, that's a GG. This is National Dex, and I'm testing Mega Evolutions. I lead a Fake Out with Lopunny into their Staraptor as they U-turn into Deoxys. I Mega Evolve using Triple Axle and then hit him with a Play Rough to swap into Superior, who then they swap into Necrozma, and potentially capable of sleeping a couple of my teammates. There goes the Superior, and here goes my Lopunny, which is unfortunate. Salazzle, reaches the same fate, and then Arceus I have to bring in to use Exchange Speed. The Staraptor just comes in to die as soon as it moves. Then I completely just ruin their day with Rayquaza having Extreme Speed, because that gimmick on Clamperl is stupid and I need to get rid of it. They have Shuckle now, and then Glaceon sweeps the team. Here comes the Jolteon. I hidden power, ground it, kill it in 2 shots. Deoxys comes in, I Dynamax as I go for Max Phantasm, then hit the Shuckle with a Max Quake, and then a Max Hailstorm. GG.
Today I'm testing out Mega Steelers, and as a Pokemon, with or without the Mega, I like it a lot. This is one of the battles where I don't Mega Evolve him and I use Rayquaza instead, because this is a Dragon type Mono-type team that I'm fighting against, and I'm pretty much sweeping through all the Pokemon so Destructible. I use Priority to buy advantage, and then it doesn't always work out in the end, as Como comes in glasses off to the back seat real quick. So Fox goes down. Arceus takes out the Como. And then last but not least is Arceus. I hit him with Max Strike to speed, and then hit him with Priority for KO fake. I bring Glaceon up Priority, and then I bring Glaceon to use Ice Beam, so rather than Judgment,
Base money, fancy clothes, ops and coppers I dispose. Talk slow, lower your tone if you need an illegal loan. Gang killer, Al Capone, shoot a pheasant through the bone. Tweed jackets on the go, richest spinners, richest killers. Base money, fancy clothes, ops and coppers I dispose. Talk slow, lower your tone if you need an illegal loan. Gang killer, Al Capone, shoot a pheasant through the bone. Tweed jackets on the go, richest spinners, richest killers.
Here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gon' stop. We gon' turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, yo. Tell them turn it out till they can't no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last one and a courtesy call. Hey, yo. Here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gon' stop. We gon' turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, yo. Tell them turn it out till they can't no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last one and a courtesy call. I am not afraid of the storm that comes my way. When it hits, it shakes me to the core and makes me stronger.
So I lead this double battle. This is a fairy type monotype team versus my team of just 5 legendaries and a Gudra. I'm just testing out some gimmicks, and in this team I'm using a skill swap Jirachi to try and just rotate my abilities off of my Pokemon. And battle's not really going great, but I'm kind of just not even trying at the same time, so I'm just breezing right through this guy's team. He only got 3 guys left. I'm about to hit that Tapu Fini with a Thunder. Yeah, and then I thought I was gonna lose this, not gonna lie, but I turned it around just when I needed it to, so I feel smart about that. Here goes the Tapu Fini. And then here comes the Glacial Lance on Fini. There you go.
Okay, back from a little bit of vacation and a break from TikTok. I lead Dusclops into Tapu Lele, and I'm running a troll team against a dearest loved one of mine. They just got a team of legendaries, and I'm just running through the basics, trying to see if I can just ruin your day. And it's working pretty well, because the Ferrothorn's just chipping down the Zacian with Fleech Seed and then the Rocky Helmet. Iron Orbs does the same to the Mars Shadow, and this is kind of funny. I wasn't expecting Pharaoh Seed with the Assault Vest. Wait, no, with Eviolite Pharaoh Seed. I didn't expect it to last this long. So that's just on the Alright, there goes the Zacian from Rocks. Salamence is in last. I should not have lasted this long here, once again, because this team is troll, and I'm fighting legendaries, but this is hilarious. Ferroseed versus Arceus. Ferroseed wins, but oh my god, I don't understand why Ferroseed is so broken. Like, this is hilarious, GG.
Five, 6, 7, 8. Dance with me in my backyard, boy. Looking super fine in your corduroy. Drive me round the block, we can go in a loop, and we'll turn the vibe up on some good boy band tunes. I feel the fresh air, I can feel your eyes staring. I'm not gonna lie, I get a little bit scared. My heart is on wings and living in dreams, and at the top of our lungs we see.
I guess I need to
7 little shots can't be right. Call my brother, he in prison doing time, but we alright. Tried my best just to catch a fucking smile, but for now I see myself ain't hitting the 35. Been awake for days,
So we out living life in the night. Pray to God, man, I hope I don't die. Been awake for days, so we out living life in the night. Pray to God, man, I hope I don't die in the night. Lord knows, and I think I know it too sometimes. Every time, and they're reaching out for what's mine. Lord knows.
Alright, trying out a Trick Room Sand team in Uber's tier for doubles. I have Stack Taco, who sets up Trick Room and Sandstorm, and then Tyranitar, who sets up Sandstorm with the ability. The Whimsicott on the opposing team makes a poor play, as I set up with Curse. The Primarina uses Hyper Voice, which does spread damage and ruins my item on Stack Attacker. But now that I'm all set up, I think I'm ready for the sweep. Next turn comes around, they use Safeguard to block the priority moves and stat moves. I go for the Gyro Ball, get the Whimsicott out of there, and then Primarina hits me with a double Oko. So I'm just waiting on Sand to kill the Primarina as I bring in Lurantis and Melmetal against their Incineroar, which is not really the best play. So I miss Thunder Wave trying to hit it on the Incineroar, and then Superpower takes out the Incineroar. Sand takes out the Primarina, and now it's just down to a Stack Attacker, Amoonguss, and Hatterene. They use Earthquake, which doesn't KO anybody. I use double Iron Bash to get the Amoonguss's spores out of the way, and then Superpower on the Stack Attacker to one-shot it, giving myself stat boosts on Lurantis. All he's got left is the Hatterene, and he's about a forfeit. GG. Thank you very much.
We out living life in the night. Pray to God, man, I hope I don't die. Been awake for days, so we out living life in the night. Pray to God, man, I hope I don't die in the night. Lord knows, and I think I know it too sometimes. Every time, and they're reaching out for what's mine. Lord knows, and I think I know it too sometimes. Every time, and they're reaching out for what's mine.
2 bedrooms, 7 little shots can't be right. Call my brother, he in prison doing time, but we alright. Tried my best just to catch a fucking smile, but for now I see myself ain't hitting the 35. Been awake for days,
So we out living life in the night. Pray to God, man, I hope I don't die. Been awake for days, so
Alright, Trick Room Sand, I'm leading Gastrodon Stack Attacker into Amoonguss Calyrex. We go for Rage Powder, but I block it with a spread move and then undo the opponent's Trick Room. Next turn comes in, I'm not really doing much. I'm trying to get the Calyrex out of there because I know that's the bigger threat. So I swap into Ferrothorn as my Gastrodon dies and their Amoonguss provides support. So I get the Amoonguss out of there because I know it's going to be annoying. So now that Trick Room's up, he's at a disadvantage because my 2 Pokemon are slower than his. And then I can pick up the KO on Calyrex as Incineroar and Gastrodon are in. My Ferrothorn is running Power Whip, and Incineroar KOs itself to Flare Blitz. But my Melmetal's going to die this turn, so now that it's their last 2 Pokemon, I'm in a bit of a situation, but I can get out of it really easily. T-Tar comes in, sets up Sandstream. I deal chip damage with Power Whip, and then I Oko the Charizard with Rock Slide Spread. Ferrothorn goes down to Precipice. I bring in Zacian, hit him with a forfeit. GG. Alright. I'm leading this match Cincino into Feraligatr. I'm just testing out Cincino on how decent it's going to be with its Skill Link ability. And it's not doing too great for me because it lost to a Dragon Dance Feraligatr, and I'm kind of disappointed to it. But as expected, it is a normal type that is out of competitive use. So Cincino's not really great. I bring in Ferrothorn to do cleanup. And then they bring in the Dragonite, which I know has heavy duty boots. And I'm just gonna do a heal stall here and hope that he doesn't KO me with a crit.
because that would be not the greatest. I thought he would switch here to get rid of the Leech Seed because I've been like battling a lot of trainers that day who would swap off the Leech Seed instantly, so that was kind of a waste of a turn. So I'm kind of just stalling him out with heals and crap. I get the knockoff and I get his item out of the way. Then he brings in Lycanroc to get a quick finish on me. But he takes a lot of damage in the process of it, which is a good start for Primal Groudon to come in and sweep up. I get the Rock Polish. He fails counter, and then I get the Hone Claws. He gets Taunt, thinking I'm gonna like max out my stats, and then I hit him with a Precipice Blades to knock him to smithereens. In comes in Surfetched. I'm faster, so I just hit him with a Precipice, and he dies. T-Tar comes in thinking that it's going to do anything special by changing the weather, but he doesn't know that Primal Groudon's weather cannot be changed unless Kyogre's on the battlefield. So the T-Tar drops to a Precipice, and then Centiskorch comes in. He Gigantamaxes, and I hit him with a Precipice and get him like 70% down. He deals like 30 to me, and then I just take the next turn, wrap it up, and kill him, and that's a GG. Alright, I'm doing a random battle in Gen 8. They lead Victini, and I lead Turtonator out of randoms. I set up with Shell Smash as they do chip damage to me. Now that I'm faster, I'm able to hit him with an EQ and then do a lot of damage. They still took a Lysopod to tank my second EQ, which isn't really the greatest because I know they have priority. So I go for a crit Fire Blast, which is really crazy because that's not likely to happen. Draco Meteor, the Drampa, and then they come back with Eternatus. Oh boy. They finished me off with a Dynamax Cannon, which I'm fine. I got 4 guys on his team revealed. And I increased my crit boost. I hit him with a crit Ice Beam, 1 shot. They bring in Machamp, which I know is always a Glass Cannon, so I hit him with an Air Slash. They come in with Cryogonal, which I also know is a Glass Cannon, so I hit him with the Gigantamax and then snipe him in the foot. Followed up by the Victini, and that is a GG. Alright. I personally hate the Fighting type, and this is a Fighting type Monotype against a Deoxys lead with a Mega Diancie next door. Urshifu goes down to 2 Play Roughs from Diancie. I bring in Lucario to revenge kill, but they swap to Blaziken. I get OHKO'd by Blaziken from Blaziken here when I should have Mega Evolved. I bring in Marshadow, and they sack off their Deoxys speed for a bit of chip damage. And then they do the same thing with Dragapult, and my Marshadow goes down. I come back in with Blaziken, but here's the thing. My Blaziken is running Shadow Claw. So I Dynamax these, Max Phantasm, and 2-shot the Primal Kyogre with a couple of speed boosts, and then hit him with an attack boost on the Diancie, leaving them in the red, capable of being one-shot by Power Up Punch. Really smart move here. I love it already. Now that I'm completely set up and I one-shot the Dragapult with Shadow Claw, they forfeit. That's a G.
up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gon' stop. We gon' turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, yo. Tell them turn it up till they can't no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last one and a courtesy call. Hey, yo. Here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gon' stop. We gon' turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, yo. Tell them turn it out till they can't no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last one and a courtesy call. I am not afraid of the storm that comes. Here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gon' stop. We gon' turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing,
Easy Remix. Easy Remix.
Yo, let me get in the store where the rain is spit open shit cause like all the pain, no gain. Where I show you he's the man who came into this globe, bringing light like a strobe. No, he's more, he's huge, he's our strength and our refuge.
What's mine? Lord knows, and I think I know it too. Sometimes, every time, and they're reaching out for what's mine.
Two bedrooms, 7 little jars, can't be right. Call my brother, he in prison doing time, but we alright. Tried my best just to catch a fucking smile, but for now I see myself ain't hitting the 35.
been awake for days.
So we out living life in the night. Pray to God, man, I hope I don't die. I've been awake for days. So we out living life in the night. Pray to God, man, I hope I don't die in the night. Lord knows, and I think I know it too. Sometimes, every time, and they're reaching out for what's mine. Lord knows, and I think I know it too. Sometimes, every time, and they're reaching out for what's mine. のせいで言葉のトゲに触れる
Friends, everybody fake, I don't got trust, but I just wanna slide. Parties in the sky like it's 2055. She said, boy, you nice, boy, you nice. Heart cold like some water and some ice. I just wanna slide. Parties in the sky like it's 2055. She said, boy, you nice, boy, you nice. Heart cold like some water and some ice. Shorty get energized. Living life, spill some liquor on her and it died. But she ain't tired, she just turn it up. I could get you brushed, Zaza got me stuck. Sorry I can't open up, fuck it, we try. Gotta compromise, he won't be for gang, but he don't know it coming fries. That's AKs and 9s, please don't play with mine. My body different, I know they love that line. But I just wanna slide. Parties in the sky like it's 2055. She said, boy, you nice, boy, you nice. Heart cold.
Yo, Feisty here. I'm doing a random doubles battle to try out for fall regionals, and I lead Kyram Klinklang into Nihiligo Zeraora. Now this isn't really the best matchup, so I swap into Gengar and then use Protect. They go for Play Rough on the Gengar, and if I'm not mistaken, they did double up on the Gengar. My ability disables the Thunderbolt on the Nihiligo, and then they swap out their Zeraora for Gourgeist, while making Nihiligo use Protect. I stat up on both of my Mons so I can get ready to sweep, and this is where it all begins. The Nihiligo gets 2-shot by Gear Grind, and Gengar uses Shadow Ball one-shotting the Gourgeist. Now, 3 of his Pokemon are revealed, 2 of those 3 are dead. They bring out Cramorant and Porygon 2, so I Wild Charge the Cramorant to get rid of all the nonsense, and then deal massive damage to the Porygon. They bring back the Zeraora, try to outspeed. I missed my attack on my Klinklang. They use knockoff on the Gengar, and I hit him heavy with Sludge Bomb. Porygon 2 uses the Thunderbolt on my Klinklang, but it activates my berry, healing me up. And then next turn, I'm faster than Zeraora, so I take it out with Gear Grind. Sludge Bomb takes out the Porygon. It is now 6v1. He has no chance of coming back, even with Mewtwo, who comes in. He brings out the Dynamax. I hit him twice with Gear Grind for about 40% of his health. And then I hit him with the Shadow Ball that crits him one-shot. GG. Yo, Feisty here. I'm doing a random doubles battle to try out for fall regionals. And I lead Kyram Klinklang into Nihiligo Zeraora. Now this isn't really the best matchup, so I swap into Gengar and then use Protect. They go for Play Rough on the Gengar, and if I'm not mistaken, they did double up on the Gengar. My ability disables the Thunderbolt on the Nihiligo, and then they swap out their Zeraora for Gourgeist, while making Nihiligo use Protect. I stat up on both of my Mons so I can get ready to sweep, and this is where it all begins. The Nihiligo gets 2-shot by Gear Grind, and Gengar uses Shadow Ball one-shotting the Gourgeist. Now, 3 of his Pokemon are revealed, 2 of those 3 are dead. They bring out Cramorant and Porygon 2, so I Wild Charge the Cramorant to get rid of all the nonsense, and then deal massive damage to the Porygon. They bring back the Zeraora, try to outspeed. I missed my attack on my Klinklang. They use knockoff on the Gengar, and I hit him heavy with Sludge Bomb. Porygon 2 uses the Thunderbolt on my Klinklang, but it activates my berry, healing me up. And then next turn, I'm faster than Zeraora, so I take it out with Gear Grind. Sludge Bomb takes out the Porygon. It is now 6v1. He has no chance of coming back, even with Mewtwo, who comes in. He brings out the Dynamax. I hit him twice with Gear Grind for about 40% of his health. And then I hit him with the Shadow Ball that crits him one-shot. GG.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Easy Remix. Easy Remix.
Bass.
Oh, you that kid from TikTok? Yeah, and I bet your bitch watch. High rappers on my dick, not like why the fuck do my shit flop? Maybe you whack, maybe I got what the fuck y'all lack. Maybe you ugly, maybe you fat. Blame it on me, but the fact your raps dog shit. I put a rapper's ass on blast like a marathon in Boston. Gone by the bag, better wear your mask. I'm feeling every rapper's coffin. So bitch, get back in the 6 feet stand in the 6 feet deep regardless. Bitch, you fucking lost it. Ay, I got that big guac, cause I made a TikTok. Yo, bitch wanna live like, cause I got them big rocks. All up in my wristwatch, sitting at the tip top, cause I made a TikTok. Hater, but your bitch not.
And once again, if you guys like this type of long form content, let me know in the comments down below. You could also leave a like and follow my content on any of my platforms that I'm available on. I should be on everything that I'm aware of. I don't know. Might be missing on like one platform or something. Anyway, it's completely free. You can change your mind whenever you want. And just let me know in the comments down below if you like this type of long form content. With that being said, stay happy, healthy, and hydrated. Have a great rest of your night. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.